Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So, I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, but Wizards, what are you doing? What is happening? Get things together. Come on. I just don't understand this keeps happening. Like, either it's intentional or there's a lot of incompetence happening either at Wizards or with the people that they work with. This one looks like it's maybe with the people that they work with, which maybe was not a good choice anyways. Regardless of what it said, let's jump into it. So, they are back at it. Apparently, we've got yet another Beetle and Grimm's thing going on with Wizards. We got a Bloomburrow token set that includes a potential card on Reddit that showed up. And again, I will state ahead of time, this is a leak. This is not official. Apparently, this showed up on some sites, and yeah, some distributors accidentally did that, I guess. But now we've got a early glimpse again. Earlier this week, I even said, like, hey, like, haha, leak happened. You know, we got teasers. Great. All right, just be careful. You know, you might see another leak before, you know, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I said Outlaws again. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I'll get that right someday. Spoilers start next week. And I said, jokingly, like, unless there's another leak in between. And here we are. But it's actually a leak for Bloomburrow, which is happening later in the year, which is, again, Wizards, get it together. Just get it together. Okay, regardless. This does give us some insights with this brand new card potentially, as well as to something that's happening in the site too. Let's take a quick look at it. So this is the image that apparently showed up. Use this tin and its contents to track your journey through the dangerous and exciting natural world of Bloomburrow. Calamity beasts and opponents alike dare you not to challenge your charm and love of the land. Yeah, I don't think having this token set's going to scare anyone or challenging you. Let's talk about this really quick. So apparently you get a metal life counter. Cool. You get a Bloomburrow themed dice. Cool, or a couple of those, I guess. 7 Lumen token cards, 3 Wand of Fish tokens, and 5 metal +1 counters. Cool. So, yeah, that's what's happening, apparently. Now, as we see, though, we do have a couple of tokens. We'll get really in-depth into one here in a little bit. We got a food token. Food's apparently coming back. Yeah, that wasn't just a thing for... where did we just have that? Eldraine? Rabbit tokens, cool. And then also this Warren War Leader, and we'll get to that. We have a zoomed-in version of that we'll get to here in a second. But yeah, apparently we're getting that. We'll talk about the details on that here in a little bit. Actually, no, let's go to the details first, and we'll go to the card. A few stores accidentally posted the Beetle and Grimm's Bloomburrow token set early. Here's the MTG Rumors thread, if you want to go into that. Seems comparable in price with the Wilds of Eldraine token set, so apparently this is the second time we're doing this. Again, I believe I saw Beetle and Grimm's earlier and some comments on Reddit that it wasn't great. A U.S. distributor has a list at $40, Australian $52. I zoomed in on Warren War Leader, its token version, and we'll get to that here in a second. So basically, there's speculation on MTG Rumors that's the part of the Offspring mechanic. The Jeskai Commander deck lists make Offspring as a feature of the deck. Interesting. So yeah, we did see those earlier, which was an official release after they were like leaked. I don't remember. There was a lot of leaks and spoilers coming out. Anyways, Warren War Leader. A token creature, Rabbit Knight. So this is one of the tokens that we are getting, and usually I wouldn't just do an episode on a token, but this actually reveals something about the set because it's a weird token, because it's not just like an animal. It's not like, hey, a squirrel token, hey, a rabbit token. It's like, no, this is a specific kind of token because it actually, well, does things, and it has some text on it that makes you think it's part of something bigger. So it says, whenever you attack, choose 1, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token that's tapped and attacking. Or attacking creatures you control get +1 till turn. And then it says, this token's mana cost is 2 and a white. Now, if you're familiar with Magic and familiar with tokens, you know that they don't really have a mana cost, right? Essentially, it's like 0, basically, is what it is. So if you have like someone's like, hey, gain control of all things with converted mana cost 3 or less, or whatever, or, you know, creatures that have, yeah, whatever. Anyways, it wouldn't count that as a number. It would just be 0, right? Essentially. With this one, though, it is giving the token a mana cost, which does happen when you have, like, clone effects, essentially. So, like, if you make a clone copy of a creature, then it has a mana cost. So with this kind of says that maybe this is like that speculation part of like the Offspring mechanic, potentially. Great band. Offspring mechanic, where it's going to be part of the Jeskai Commander product, apparently, and I would assume part of the set as a whole, then, if it's coming out in a token set as well. So having the Offspring mechanic be something kind of like something we've seen in the past, I'll get to here in a bit, but being able to maybe make a copy of a creature that already has these abilities, essentially. So again, the creature card's name would be Warren Warleader, and you can make a token version of it that's like an exact duplicate of it, but it is a token, which has a good amount of ramifications out there because, yeah, you can utilize that card then like in a populate type strategy very effectively, if I could talk, being able to make copies of that copy again. Again, this is not legendary. Maybe there's going to be some legendary offspring as well, offspring tokens potentially, if that's what this is. Again, literally everything I'm saying in this episode, I'll say one more time. Take everything with a grain of salt that I am saying right now and everything in this post, because technically this could be fake. I mean, this would take an absurd amount of effort for this to be fake, and I guess coordination with some stores that accidentally put this up, so I highly doubt that. It seems more like an unintentional leak where they're like, oh, guess I typed that line of code in there wrong and put that out early. Whoops. And then, of course, someone on the internet found it, and things that are on the internet stay on the internet forever. So, yeah, it seems like an interesting type of mechanic. One that we kind of have seen in the past a little bit, but not completely, I guess. Maybe a different version of it. So we'll talk about it here in a second. But yeah, apparently, I just wanted to point this out just on a quick comment as well. Is this the same company that put out the premium for XC and deck box for one? It was laughably bad quality. People are saying yes. And yeah, apparently it's a whale hunting business, according to some people out there. Kind of funny. Anyways, yeah, the token set, if you want it, I guess it's going to be $40 when it comes out. Apparently not high quality, according to people out there. Not saying you should buy it or not, but according to these reviews, I'm not going to be buying it. Not that this would be for me anyways, because this token set literally costs more than one of my decks. So there you go. Now, when it comes to actually this mechanic again on War and War Leader and what potential it potentially has, let's talk about some somewhat comparable mechanics too that we've seen in the past. If this is, again, what it is, we don't even know that this is offspring. We don't know this card is legitimate. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just going to keep saying that, apparently. So if we look on Scryfall, if I could talk today again, when it comes to some somewhat similar mechanics to this one, you have other ones like Eternalize or Embalm. Those always like confuse me because those are just like, you had like the same mechanic basically twice, Wizards, like in two separate sets. I mean, from the Amonkhet block, right? But you basically the exact same mechanic twice. And not that I'm saying it's not lazy or anything like that, but like, yes, there's a difference, but not really. I mean, Timeless Witness. Let's just read that one really quick. Eternalize for 5 green, exiles card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie, human child with no mana cost, Eternalize all sorcery. Versus Embalm, like we see on Sacred Cat, right below it. Exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie cat with no mana cost, Embalm was a sorcery. So, again, differences between these and our brand new potential offspring mechanic keyword, whatever it's going to be, is that, well, these specifically say no mana cost. I assume that basically those are copying every aspect of the creature, kind of more like Embalm, where it's creating an exact copy of it, versus Eternalize, which like, oh no, it's a 4/4. Cool. Again, I think that I always mix those two names up for the mechanics because it's like it's the exact same thing, except one time it's a 4/4, and I guess it's a black or white creature, but like other than that, like it's the exact same thing. So like, why do the same mechanic twice, Wizards? But now it looks like they're doing it potentially again, maybe in a different way, though. Again, we don't know if this is, again, offspring, number one. Number two, we don't know if this card's legitimate. Number three, we don't know how you get this token. We don't know if it's like, hey, when you play the card, when you meet a certain requirement, when it's put into the graveyard. Is it an activate ability out of the graveyard, again, like Embalm or Eternalize? That gets you this. That being said, the difference is, again, is that these tokens have a mana cost, which does have an impact with certain things. Again, like I mentioned before, like, what is it, Mob Rule? Is Mob Rule power, or is it, I can't remember if it's CMC. There's definitely some CMC threat and effects, essentially, that, determine CMC. Depend on CMC. There's also Wrath effects that are like creatures bigger, creatures smaller, essentially, than a certain amount of CMC get destroyed, that kind of thing as well. So CMC does have an impact. It also works with devotion, so make sure you're keeping that in mind. So there are impacts to tokens technically having a mana cost versus not. So, yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments below, I guess, what your thoughts are on all this. Do you think this is legitimate, number one? Number two, do you think this is the offspring mechanic? How do you think the offspring mechanic works? If you do think that is it, are you excited about this kind of mechanic? And I mean, what other kinds of, there's got to be another kind of mechanic that I'm thinking about right now, that I'm not thinking about right now, that has not shown up in my results when I've been searching through Scryfall that's somewhat similar to this. But let me know in the comments below on that as well. I do think it's interesting, and I do think the artwork is pretty cool on this. I personally, again, I'm not going to be buying a $40 token set when I can build a deck for cheaper than that, but that's just me. Hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Go for it. Again, though, I would recommend reading some reviews on the quality of Beetle and Grimm's previous Magic the Gathering product. So make sure you're reading the reviews first on that. Again, do whatever you're gonna do on your with your money, right? But yeah, I am pretty excited about this kind of mechanic. I think it's pretty interesting. I think the flavor is pretty interesting as well from Bloomburrow. This kind of a thing. If I had to guess, this is just my speculation, okay, on what I think this could be, is that maybe like once you, is it a meat requirement? I keep going back and forth, I guess. Is it like a meat requirement thing to make the offspring, or is it like dying and exiling itself to make the offspring? Flavor-wise, it'd be like when it meets a certain requirement, maybe when it meets like a power threshold or something like that. But I think ease of use, it's probably more like when it dies, you exile it and make that copy of it. Maybe that. There is that, oh goodness. Red, white, and black enchantment in Mardu that like kind of is similar to that, where it's like exile something out of your graveyard to make a token copy of it, but it has to be a certain CMC or power level. It costs like 5 mana in total. Let me know what that one is in the comments below. I'm missing that one right now. I guess I could look that up on Scryfall right now, but really quick, just so it's bugging me. So ID, let's see, red, black, white, CMC 5, T. This is really good content. I'm sorry. I just, for my own, oh gosh, and I just did that, of course. C, red, white, black. There we go, Offspring's Revenge. Apparently it's the only enchantment at 5 mana in Mardu. Offspring's Revenge. Beginning of combat, your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card in your graveyard. Create tokens, copy the card, except say 1/1 gain stays till end of turn. So again, there are cards that do this, but it's not like a mechanic that does this. So this is kind of probably where they got that flavor from, right? When it comes to like an Offspring. So I'm assuming it's somewhat similar to that. Maybe, again, because that's probably where the inspiration came from, I think. I mean, it's a pretty cool effect. Again, I guess I wasn't limited by power. It's limited by being a red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard. Comes back as just a 1/1, but again, you get whatever effects on it. Kind of like, again, if you have multiple of these War and War Leaders in play, that could be quite good. Because again, whenever you attack, you get that trigger. And again, it's interesting to say whenever you attack, because it's any creature that you have that's attacking. It doesn't have to be this one. But you'd have multiple triggers from that, from having multiple of these in play, potentially. Not from multiple attacks, but from multiple of these in play. I guess if you attack multiple times in a turn with, like, additional combats, that would work. But yeah, being able to stack these up could be very, very interesting. The more and more of these you have in play. So yeah, populate strategy with this could be quite good. Either pumping your creatures or going wide could be quite nice. But yeah, let me know your thoughts are on this. Do you think Offspring's Revenge is any kind of like a, not foreshadowing, but like a potential show of how Offspring might work in combination with this brand new token that we've got? So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on all this. Let me know what your thoughts are on Wizards just not being able to, I don't know, hold things in and things just, you know, leaking out from here, there, everywhere, whether it's from them or other sources or, yeah, again, just distributors not doing things properly, apparently. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on all this. And of course, as always, well, stay tuned to this channel for more exciting quick takes and spoilers. Supposed to be starting, I believe, on Tuesday, but again, there could be some leaks between now and then, so who knows? I mean, again, that's always the Thunder Junction. This is a completely different set that comes out later in the year, so we shall see. But yeah, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.